What's going on, people? Welcome back to Blues Fans TV and welcome back to another video. Now today is your weekly roundup show where we're going to be recapping all of your weekly news surrounding Chelsea. First off, I want to apologise for the terrible trim and the facial hair that's starting to come back. It's lockdown, I can't go get a trim, so now it's just going to be f***ing bush season around here. But we ain't here to talk about my dead trim though, we're here to talk about Chelsea, and like I said, there isn't really a lot of news to talk about. There's still two stories that have emerged throughout this week. First one we're going to be talking about is Olivier Giroud, and then we're going to be moving on to Jadon Sancho as well. So without further ado, let's get straight on into the news. Now, our first bit of news is concerning Olivier Giroud, who admits in an interview for Telefoot that he was desperate to leave Chelsea in January, and he said, "To be honest, I saw myself playing elsewhere. I had 6 tough months, which is why I wanted to change the scene to get back to playing and enjoying myself on the pitch. So I tried to leave in January." Now, Giroud did see some game time at the start of the season. He was getting a couple of games here and there, and he even scored in the UEFA Super Cup against Liverpool. But due to Tammy growing as a player, and he went on a mad run at the start of the season where he was scoring like twice in every game, he even got a hat-trick against Wolves, opportunities for Olivier Giroud became very, very limited, and Lampard seemed to favour youth over experience, especially in the first couple of months. Now, Olivier Giroud had a lot of interest in January from Inter, from Lazio, and even from Tottenham, as he searched for a club that could give him any more regular game time. And honestly, if you want to go Tottenham from Chelsea, it just shows that you're only really going for the game time. Now, Inter was his most attractive option, but it looks like as the month progressed, he started to become even more and more desperate to leave. And he said, "Everyone knows the most interesting sporting project for me was at Inter Milan." And he said the problem was that it dragged on, and although Lazio and Tottenham were both interested, in the end it was no longer a question of where I would go, rather if I could leave or not. And he said, "I did everything I could, but Chelsea didn't want to let me leave because the condition was in place that they had to bring in a replacement. On 31st of January, I still hoped I would leave. I was very disappointed, but I'd say that by the following morning I put that behind me." Now, he said Inter was his most attractive option, and it does make sense. He's got a history of Antonio Conte. He's the manager that brought him here to Chelsea in the first place, and honestly, I think he's the manager that gave him the most chances. By the end of the 17-18 season, I think he was our starting striker for us in the Premier League and the Cup. Inter can also guarantee Champions League football. They've been in the thick of it in the race for the Serie A title. And Serie A also suits his style of playing more. It's a much more slower league, it will suit his strengths more. And one of his issues with playing for Chelsea at the start of the campaign under Frank Lampard was that his style of play didn't really mesh with Lampard's style of play. So moving to Serie A would move to a league that suits his play, suits the speed of the game a lot more for Olivier Giroud, so I understand that. One of the things I also want to say is that it's a great show of character for Olivier Giroud, that even though he didn't get the move that he wanted, he still chose to stay at Chelsea and fight for his spot. By the end of March, or whenever we got this suspension, he was more or less our starting striker back. Maybe it was due to Tammy Abraham's injury, maybe it was also due to Michy Batshuayi being Michy Batshuayi, but Olivier Giroud still did well to fight back for his place, especially after trying to push for a move the way that he did in January. Now, we wouldn't have known that at the time, we're just seeing it from behind the scenes, but the fact that Olivier Giroud was so focused on trying to get out of Chelsea, and the fact that he was able to change as soon as the January transfer window came around to just put his focus back on Chelsea, shows his character. Now, his contract's running up, and he's probably going to be gone in the summer, even if he re-signs the contract or not, because he is going to be in the search for more game time. And realistically, even if we're giving him more game time now, it doesn't essentially mean that we're going to be focusing long-term on Olivier Giroud. Personally, I think he's a great sub-player. I think he's a great plan B striker that we can bring on, and even with the strikers that we've had right now, he's been performing better than all of them since the turn of the year, in my opinion. But he's probably going to be going, and if he's going, he can leave with his head held high. And the 2.5 years he's spent at Chelsea, maybe he hasn't been our starting striker as much as we want him to be, but he's been a professional. He's always produced a job. He's always been consistent. He's been the player that you know isn't going to give you certain parts of the game that you want to see, but you know exactly where his strengths lie, and if you can switch the game to his strengths, you can get the best out of him, and you can get the best of players around him as well, because that's what Olivier Giroud brings to your team. And he's also had a lot of amazing moments at the club. We'll talk about the comeback against Southampton when we brought him on and we turned the game around in 10 minutes. The goal against Liverpool and just bullying Van Dijk endlessly. The run to Baku and the Europa League final in itself. He's left he's leaving Chelsea with a lot of memories in a short space of time. So if he does eventually leave Chelsea, it's thanks for the memories, but hopefully he stays, because I still think he still has a lot to offer this Chelsea side. I don't think he's the sort of player that gets worse with age. I don't think his strengths or his qualities are qualities that decrease with age, such as speed. He's never really relied on speed, he's relied more on strength and passing, and that's not going to go down with age. So hopefully we keep Olivier Giroud, but you understand if he leaves. Our second bit of transfer news for you today is concerning Jadon Sancho. Now, all we've heard this season is, where is Jadon Sancho going? What team is he going to be joining in the summer? And Borussia Dortmund are resigned to the fact that they will be losing Jadon Sancho in the summer, and they have slapped a 110 million euro transfer fee on him. That's what Fabrizio Romano has reported. And Manchester United look to be peaking ahead in the race to sign Jadon Sancho, with quiet rumours saying he has already made his mind to join the Reds, where he's been promised United's prestigious number 7 shirt, as well as a bumper 400k a week contract. Now, first question you got asked when you see those sorts of numbers is he worth it? And first thing I want to say before I say anything is that Jadon Sancho is worth all the hype that surrounds him right now. His career has been on an upward trajectory ever since joining Borussia Dortmund, and his close control, his dribbling, his ability to turn at pace, and his improving eye for goal has shown that he is the world-class sign that could probably replace Eden Hazard for us at Chelsea. And personally, that 130 million transfer fee isn't really the problem. I mean, we sold Eden Hazard for 130. He's a world-class player with 1 year left on his contract. If we get Jadon Sancho back for the same fee and develop him to even close to the player that Eden Hazard was, then it will be money well spent. My issue is that 400k a week wage. That will blitz our wage structure. Right now, our highest earners are Kante and Kepa on 150k a week. And for 400k a week plus 130 mil, I think there's a lot more cheaper options out there. We could have a shot at Luka Jovic, Youssef Attal, Adama Traore, bring Jeremy Boga back, and maybe even get Leroy Sané for cheaper than that when you amount the 400k a week for however long his contract is, plus the 130 million on top of that. And hell, even Hakim Ziyech is coming in the summer, so that would already be another option at right wing. United offering 400k a week, as well as the number 7 shirt, as well as probably 130 mil, probably plus that if Manchester United are going to try and really push for him, and if they don't have Champions League football as well, kind of reeks of desperation. They're offering the number 7 shirts like it's something prestigious, when realistically the last 5 who have worn it since Ronaldo is Michael Owen, Antonio Valencia, Angel Di Maria, Memphis Depay and Alexis Sanchez. Not really prestigious now, is it? And I think they know patience is wearing thin with the United fans. There's been a real push in the Love United, Hate Glaziers movement. And I think Manchester United, I think the directors know that now they need to start being more successful on the pitch rather than focusing on building money and building finance and building income off the pitch. And they are going to be very aggressive with this Jadon Sancho deal. And it will be up to Jadon Sancho to have the final say. I mean, he has been a Chelsea fan since birth. He grew up as a Chelsea fan. We're going to be the club more likely to offer him Champions League football, and he's got a lot of friends from the England team who still play at Chelsea, so there is still a great chance that he could join Chelsea, but not for 400k a week. I don't think the club will do it. I don't think the club want to do it. I think for 130 mil I could see this deal happening, but he's not going to get 400k a week at Chelsea. We've already got enough issues with contract negotiations before we slap 400k a week on Jadon Sancho, and you've got half the team knocking at the door saying they deserve a pay rise. So it's all up to Jadon Sancho at the end of the day. It's up to whether he chooses the club he supports or whether he chooses pocket. It might not be that deep, but I'm going to make it that deep anyway. But guys, this is the end of the video for you today. Let me know what you guys think of both of the stories that I've mentioned down in the comment section below. Let me know whether you guys think we should go for Jadon Sancho for 400k a week plus 130 million. Or if you want to see us sign someone else, that's someone I have or haven't mentioned, let me know down in the comment section below as well. Let me know whether you guys want to see Giroud stay or leave Chelsea. And let me know about any other stories that you guys might have heard that we haven't mentioned here today. It's been Lewis from Blues Fans TV for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are still crawling on the road to 100k, so every subscriber, every like matters. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Up the Chelsea.